Hello everybody, it is The Last Raider. We are back with another video. And today we are looking into video games because the curse that is The Last of Us Part 2 is apparently moving into other games. It's now affecting classic games. Things that have already come and were hits back in the day. Alright? So Last of Us Part 2 is getting a remaster. It's being called the Legendary Edition. You're going to get, I think, all 3 games. We don't really have a pricing yet. I'm hoping it'll be cheap because I may actually play it, but I'm starting to second guess buying it because of some of the stuff that I'm seeing in here. And I found this out from Bounding Into Comics, put this out. So I'm just going to, I've skipped all the stuff that is up top because the article that Bounding Into Comics is putting, they put the stuff that's really kind of concerning at the bottom of it. And this should concern people about remasters now because we've seen this kind of mentality before. We saw this with one of the places I first saw it was at Final Fantasy VII Remake, when the American version they gave Tifa a downgrade. If you understand what I mean. They took Tifa from a D to almost a C, about as close to a B cup as they could without going past a C. Okay? That's how much of a downgrade we got. And there was really no point other than people were saying, well, we might offend some feminists online with big tits because those people are afraid of boobs and ass. I will tell people right now, do you want to know how you can torment a feminist? You really want to torment a feminist? Look up Kenny Gets High on South Park on YouTube and send him the video. Okay? You want to torment a feminist into submission, that's the video you need to send to them. Because they're afraid of that stuff. Anyway. That is the cheesing episode for those who are wanting to know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're just going to start right here because this is where all the weird stuff happens. This is just, and it's a thing that bothers me about video games because video games have never been apologetic. And now these woke morons are trying to make video games apologize for being cool. They're trying to make them apologize for being over the top. So here we go. And then specifically around the animations, we couldn't really change a lot of those. But there were times where you could change the camera to not focus on one of these those animations, he continued. So, basically what he's talking about here is they couldn't change, some things they couldn't change, like character models and stuff, so they were changing camera angles, moving them around so that you're not seeing something specific. For those of you that are wondering what this looks like, back when Revenge of the Nerds was actually shown, all 4 of them on Comedy Central. Comedy Central actually, there's one scene where a cheerleader chick at college steps out of the shower and she's in her underwear and topless. Comedy Central took the camera and zoomed in, and it's a wide shot, but they zoomed in so close to this woman's head, it looked like it was being pixelated to censor her face. It looked like one of those things on the news where they pixelate the dude's face so you can't ID who he was. It was like, man, y'all, we might as well just get some HBO at this point. It's not even worth watching. Anyway, continuing on. So a male shepherd animation would have him sitting with his legs wide open, man-spreading pretty much, with a low camera where if you were wearing a skirt, it would be a bit unflattering. So we can't necessarily change that animation, but you can raise that camera up slightly to reduce the problem. Basically, it's not that you are wearing a skirt as a woman. It's just the fact that we can see Shepard man-spreading because male Colonel Shepard would have the biggest set of titanium balls of any major in sci-fi. I mean, he's got balls on par with Master Chief. Even in the female version, Shepard's probably got balls. And feminists The only people this bothers is the weird woke Anita Sarkeesian feminist types. Because they're the ones that pitch a fit about manspreading because men have testicles down there instead of chesticles. Okay? And so if a guy puts his legs together and sits down, he's going to sit directly down on his balls, or if he pushes his legs together too hard, he's going to smash his balls. But feminists don't care about that. Okay? But we're doing that because these weird cat ladies on the internet pitch a fit about it. But they're not going to buy the game anyway. They're just going to chalk up a win and then walk away from it. Additionally, during a hands-off presentation detailing the changes coming to the remastered version of the sci-fi trilogy, attended by Polygon, surprise, surprise, BioWare environment and character developer Kevin Meek revealed that the red-headed default Femme Shepard, who was first introduced as a playable option in Mass Effect 3, would be available to play as throughout the entire saga. Okay, here's the thing. Why is it we can't have sexy character? You want to reduce manspreading? They also talk about sexy characters here in a minute. But I want to make this point clear. This is Femme Shepard. This is the redheaded Femme Shepard. Okay? She's sexy. By all intents and purposes, she is sexy. Why is a sexy female shepherd not a problem? But then they start worrying about... I'll just read it, and you'll see what I mean. Sadly, though, somewhat unsurprisingly, the original 3 games in the trilogy will not be released unaltered, as Walter revealed the team had made edits to some of the game's more well-rounded cutscenes. When pressed to the accusations leveled against the developer, that certain characters and designs, such as the all-female Asari or Edie's robot body, okay, here we go, were made specifically to pander to a male audience. Walters noted, I do think a lot of things have evolved since the original games, but I don't know if I would say we were ultra concerned about it or anything like that, but there were considerations, meaning they have probably downgraded the women in the game to appease a bunch of weirdos online. In other words, a bunch of Sarkeesian weirdos who will tell you who follow Anita Sarkeesian, who are basing everything off her bullshit. The same woman who sat back that I've proven on this channel didn't know a damn thing about video games before, but then suddenly when she got some money on it, oh, she became an expert. She's been playing forever. This woman has lied through her teeth multiple times, and there are people that still believe this crap. It is just a means of screwing with companies. It messes up your bottom line and makes your product look like shit when you're done. Okay? They want to plankify every single woman or make them look like a steroid-injected Abby Zilla. This is hot. This is sexy. This looks good. And this attracts players to your game. Okay? I've said this many a times. Video games are like comic books. They're a visual medium. Okay? You've got to get people enticed via the eye. And one of the reasons why it's also a male-dominated thing is because men are attracted to things that are visually stimulating. Women are not. Women are attracted to things that are more emotional, such as the story would be more attractive to a woman. Whereas to a guy, the explosions, the hot chicks, the crazy gunfights, that's what's going to entice a guy into the game. And then they'll probably enjoy the story afterward. The story will be a secondary thought. You're trying to get people on both sides. The easiest way to do that is to provide good male entertainment and good female entertainment within the same game. You have a possibility of grabbing everybody at once. But we're going to downgrade. I'm sorry, Ida, you're getting a downgrade. I can just imagine how that would go over. Just imagine that conversation. Anyway, according to Walters, Kevin Meek actually called out some of the camera cuts that were just, why was that focusing on Miranda's butt? Probably because Miranda has a sweet ass, and part of the game is her storyline is she's a perfect female human, physically. She is meant to be a perfect human female. Genetically modified to be perfect. In some cases, we said, okay, we can make a change there, he recalled. So they are downgrading the game here, they're admitting. They're downgrading their game to appeal, to try and get more people, while also running the risk of massively running people away from the game. It's retarded. But ultimately, to change an entire character model or something like that wasn't really... It was a decision that was made as part of many creative decisions, and just showing it at the best possible fidelity that we could going forward is really the choice for all the art we have had. That we had. In other words, we're downgrading Miranda, we're downgrading Edie, we're downgrading any sexy female in the game. You can have Femme Shepherd though. This is kind of the thing I've stated before. I mean, we can have hot anime chicks in bikinis, but we can have interactive pegging porn. In The Last of Us Part 2. It is Puritan hypocrisy. Because it's not that you can't have sexualized stuff. It's not what they're really saying. It's not what they're openly saying, but what they're really insinuating is, it's not that we can't have sexy stuff or sexualized content. We just need to have the approved sexualized content. And you liking women that look like CJ from Baywatch, that's a bad thing. You got to be liking women that look like Abby Zilla. You should want Abby Zilla. Let me tell you something. The only reason Abby Zilla was in that stupid sex scene in the first place was because Neil Druckmann was her boss, and she probably wouldn't have gotten the part of Abby if she didn't fuck him, okay? That's why she's there. Enjoy that. Neil Druckmann is running a digital casting couch. Anyway, folks, tell me what you think about this censorship coming into the new Mass Effect game. Personally, I don't want to mess with companies anymore. I just want to support indie people, because they'll take the risks that are necessary to give us the good entertainment. Anyway, folks, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want some water and some relief in this entertainment drought that we are dealing with in the West. And as always, stay safe, stay frosty. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye now.